Hi, this is David Kirshner, and I'm here with an exclusive interview with Moshe Hill. And Moshe is running for the Nassau County Legislative District 5. And we're very excited that Moshe's come on the set to announce his running for office.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure. So Moshe, as a quick start, can you share your personal and professional background and tell us a little bit of what inspired you to run for office?
Thank you so much, yes. So I was born and raised in West Hempstead. I lived here until 2010. I moved out for a couple of years, got married, and when we were figuring out where to move back to, I said, I got to move back to West Hempstead. I love this community. It is an amazing place to raise a family. And when I moved back in, I wanted to get more involved in helping out my community. And so I was looking into different ways I can do that. And I have a very strong interest in politics. I've been writing for years, and I've been getting more and more involved in that way. So I started volunteering for campaigns. The first campaign I volunteered for was Amir Benno's congressional campaign in 2018. Great guy. And I started writing for his campaign website. And then I moved on from there to writing for the Daily Wire, and then I got connected to the Queens Jewish Link, who they've been very kind to have a column or two, or sometimes three, from me every single week since for 6 years.
Great.
Yeah.
So who are you running against? And also, can you give a little brief description of how the seat was created? Because not that many people really know the origins of the 5th congressional seat.
Not that many people know that we have a Nassau County legislature. So I'd love to give a little bit of a background on that. We have a Nassau County legislature. They work directly with the county executive, Bruce Blakeman, who is an amazing county executive. And they're the ones who basically create the laws that Bruce Blakeman executes. It was created in 1996. And it's been a great benefit to our county to have this legislature. Last year, for example, Moshe Hill, a great county legislator from Great Neck, introduced the Mass Transparency Act, which criminalizes wearing masks for the purpose of intimidating people or attacking people to prevent them from being recognized by police. That was put forward by the county legislator and signed by Bruce Blakeman, and that keeps our residents safe. So our district in West Hempstead was redistricted this past, last month, which normally happens every 10 years with the census, but there was a lawsuit, and now we have our district and with West Hempstead and other surrounding areas. So
Bill Gaylor was the current politician. So is he being zoned out? Like, how does this all work? So
Bill Gaylor, a great guy, he helped get the light on Hempstead, on Woodfield Road, where we had those terrible accidents a few years ago. He helped John Giuffre get the crosswalk in front of the Young Israel. So this is the kind of stuff that county legislators do. And he also helped clean up Hall's Pond, by the way.
By the way, they need to come back and redo it. It looks like
That's literally like the number one thing I want to do when I get in there. I want to make sure Hall's Pond looks great. That's your exclusive. And so Bill Gaylor is a great guy. He decided not to run again this year. So he's been doing it for 12 years. And it also, he decided not to run again, and it also redistricted. So even if he were to run again, he wouldn't be running in our district. Our district now has no incumbents just because of the way the lines drew out from the old lines. So there was never any incumbent, and I do not believe the Democrats have announced a candidate yet.
That was my next question.
So I do not know who I'm running against, but I'm sure it will be a challenge, whoever they put up.
And this is for the regular elections in November, correct? Okay. Great. So, you talked about Hall's Pond, and you know what, for those of us who live in West Hempstead, such a priority. I drove by today and there was garbage all over the place. The lake, the pond needs dredging. I know the Civic Association have made a couple of changes, but it just needs some really wholesale changes.
Absolutely.
What other what's on your platform? Like what are things that you plan on helping with West Hempstead?
So there's the platform, which is number one priority: keeping our streets safe, keeping our taxes low. those are the main issues of the platform, not just for me, but for the entire county legislature. We are a team. We work together to make sure that everything happens for the entire county. Then there's, every single district, though, has to take care of their constituents. So the constituency of West Hempstead has different requirements than the constituency of Oyster Bay or New Hyde Park or anywhere else. So, for example, Halls Pond is a big thing in West Hempstead. We had to make that a really nice place to go to. I would love to have, make sure our streets get rid of the potholes. Like, these are the nuts and bolts things, the kitchen table items that the county legislator does that local politics really focuses on.
So, given the current economic climate and also just visually, let's say you go to Hempstead Avenue and you see the number of vacant buildings, what are your thoughts about how to enhance West Hempstead and make the Main Street more vibrant going forward?
Absolutely. Well, even with the inflation for the past few years, Bruce Blickman and the county legislature has not risen county taxes for 3 years. There's been a freeze on that. And I believe he said in his platform that he's going to keep that going for as long as he possibly can. But he also got 7 bond upgrades. So countywide, we're doing great. And I want to take that countywide platform and bring it to West Hempstead. What can we do to make sure that that business taxes are low so people want to come to West Hempstead, so they can open up new businesses, which drives new residents. We're having some great things are coming out where the old Western Beef, which has been a vacant building, it's been an eyesore for a long time. I grew up around the corner from there. So I remember going to the Western Beef on my bicycle when I needed to get carrots for the soup on Shabbos. So that, I believe, is already under contract to become a new catering hall. We have the old bank building at the corner of near Wingwan, near Reesters. That's becoming something, medical office, I believe. So things are moving in the right direction in West Hempstead already under great leadership on the county level, and I want to bring that platform and make it more local.
Great. So how will you ensure that diverse voices within the district are heard and represented within your process?
Absolutely. I want to be as transparent and open and available as possible. I want to have anyone who can reach out to me will reach out to me in my office, and I'll make sure anyone can be listened to, which is absolutely essential because we're going to be redistricted with Hempstead, Uniondale, I believe part of Rosedale, Franklin Square East, so we have a very diverse district, and it's going to be very important to have everyone's needs heard. But the needs of everyone on this local level are really very similar. Safe streets, low taxes, clean streets, want to make sure that we don't have potholes, we don't have issues, and make sure that the quality of life is very high.
One of the distinctions of West Hempstead is it's been the only school district where the vote has been shot down twice in the past 2 years.
Yes.
So we're unique, and we have a very active board. We have incredible success stories, but we also have some contention. What are your thoughts about, for example, UPK and some of the challenges that have been brought up about it?
So I love UPK. My daughter is actually in UPK right now, so I think it's an incredible thing, and I actually appreciate that the board is hearing the concerns of the community and making UPK a priority for them. And I think that continuing to work with the board is absolutely paramount. We need to do that regarding budget issues, regarding transportation issues, regarding UPK. And really, you get much more when you work with somebody than when you fight against them. And sometimes I've had to learn that the hard way, especially in personal relationships. But you need to work with people, and I look forward to working with the board in any way I can.
Great. I appreciate it. And again, I think when people do work together, they can solve common problems. And
yes.
UPK is, I think, actually one of the best success stories that we have in the community.
I think so too.
Sid Rosenberg has mentioned you, and I just have to throw that out because some of us do listen to WABC in the morning. How did that come about? What's your relationship?
So, Sid Rosenberg is a great guy. I was on his show a couple weeks ago. I saw him last week at the Queen's Jewish Link event, and that's where it actually came about. So the Queen's Jewish Link is the paper that I write for on a weekly basis. They wanted to honor Sid with the King David Award last week. In between that and other times, I've interviewed Sid for the paper. And when you interview somebody, and he's a great guy, so I wrote a very complimentary article about him because he's a guy that I like to compliment.
Yeah.
And so he liked it, and he said, "Come on my show." And so I went on there. We were able to talk about very important issues regarding Israel and New York City. But it was really a lot of fun meeting Sid. He's a great guy.
So, vision for the future. What's your long-term vision for Nassau County and West Hempstead?
So, Nassau County is under great leadership right now from Bruce Blakeman. I definitely want to see that going, continuing. I want Nassau County to become a business powerhouse. People from New York businesses should want to be here, should want to build here, and that will help the entire community. I think that long term in West Hempstead, we could do the same thing. We can, and that actually will help with some of the other issues that we're having, because sometimes the school board issues are because of the tax raises on the residents. If we had more businesses come in, then we can maybe ease that burden on the residents. Then we can turn it into a hub for more activity in the surrounding areas.
Great. So if there's one message that you would like to give to prospective voters who are out there about what you stand for and what you're going to do that's different and making a difference, what would that one message be?
The one message is, we've seen how things can go horribly wrong in Democrat-run New York State with the cashless bail, with some of their other proposals that have been going around, and how things can go incredibly right when Bruce Blakeman has run Nassau County, when Don Clavin has run Town of Hempstead. And I think the message we have is, I want to see things go right. I want to be successful in our community, and I want to be successful going forward so we can all live in peace and safety and security and affordability. To be honest, that's a big one too. So I want to keep our taxes low. I want to keep our streets safe.
Great. So Moshe, I want to thank you very much for your time and for the community at large. We look forward to interviewing the Democrat candidate once that gets announced. And really, great. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.